Hello, 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 and awesome day to you, awesome people. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another week of What's Your Story, where we share, empower, heal, and inspire. And again, I have another awesome guest with me today. But before we get into that, What's Your Story is brought to you by Say Something, which is an online store. You can find custom apparel and more. So check that out at saysomething.company.site. And it's also brought to you by Kids Love Money. They just don't understand it. And you can check that out at kidslovemoney.shop. But again, I thank you whether you're catching it now or whether you're catching it on the replay. I thank you for joining us on What's Your Story. And again, I have an awesome guest. Her name is Brittany Thomas. You may know her, you may not, but you're about to find out what she's all about. And when we come back, so hold tight and we'll be right back with you guys. Maybe. If I can figure this out, right? And we're back. And thank you so much again for joining us today. I do ask that if you find value in any of the shows that, come on every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Say Something page, that you like, comment, or share. If you don't find anything valuable, like, comment, or share anyway, because somebody else may, right? So without further ado, because I want to be respectful of your time and my guest time, I will bring on my lovely guest. Hey, awesome day to you, beautiful.
Hey, how you doing?
I am great.
On the show.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. It is my pleasure. And I don't know if you actually old enough, but it used to be a saying back in the day, and it used to be like, which is how I came up with it. It was like, what's your story? Where, basically that's people asking, tell me about yourself. And the gist of it was to get them to ask further questions once you answered that, or, you gave them your response. But even if you don't now, you know what it is. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you take the floor, Brittany, and let us know what's your story.
Okay. Hey everybody. My name is Brittany Thomas. From Charlotte, North Carolina, 24 years old. I am the CEO and the owner of Brittany's Bees. And that's where I make and create motivational jewelry, motivation, and inspiration for your life. Also, I am the author of I'm Living My Blessed Life with Cerebral Palsy. And that book is just about my life and life from my perspective, and that includes dating, that includes what I overcame with bullying and stuff like that. So make sure you purchase your copy of that. And also I have a children's book coming out as well called Don't Let the Wheelchair Fool You, Overcoming Obstacles to Greatness. So yeah, that's what I'm got going on right now.
Yes, and I can't wait for your and I didn't even realize it was a children's book, which is even better because now I can get it for my grandkids in addition to myself. But your first book, Living My Blessed Life with Cerebral Palsy, it was a very humbling and inspirational book because, a lot of times we get caught up in our own mess that we don't realize that, it ain't as bad as we think it is. And then here you coming through, like, using your, your, I guess you would say your temporary, because you're going one day this is going to be over, but the disabled as your superpower, basically, because you say, hey, look, this is happening, but guess what I can do? And I mean, that's why I chose that title. I said she's heavy on the no excuses, because so many times we have excuses, but you are living proof that,
right,
ain't no excuses. It really
Right.
is
No
really not.
excuses for anybody.
Yeah, I mean, you can apply that in so many ways. That's why I say, it's inspirational and it was humbling because, it brings you back to like, okay, look, you know, this person, I'm saying, you have, you may have more advantages, saying in certain aspects than this person, but this person is doing what they got to do, and you over here, woe is me, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
be happy where you are, and work for where you want to go.
Right.
Or put in the work for where you want to go. But yeah, I love that first book, and like I said, I didn't know the second one was for children. So
Right.
now I get to get three instead of one.
Yeah, it's actually for children and adults. So
Right.
you can get it for children, and some adults can benefit from it as well.
Right, I'm sure. I'm sure they can. I mean, even if it's just to understand another person, just from, their point of view, because a lot of times, we have misunderstandings and, issues because we don't take the time to understand some, because we're not in the situation. But yeah, I think that's
Right.
great too for kids because they can also see, that, you know, I don't know. I just think I'm excited. I'm waiting for the book.
Right.
So
I'm excited as well. So any questions for me? Anything you want to
yeah.
know?
With your beads, do you have any? I don't even have my beads with me. But like what
Um,
started that? How did you get started with your beads? Because I know you are Brittany's beads. And guys, if you are interested in books or the inspirational jewelry, which I got in the room, great place for it. This is
right.
Brittany's contact information. I'm sorry. This is Brittany's contact information at the bottom. So, feel free to reach out to her with whatever you need, from her, or check out her website and see what it is on there because I'm sure it's something that you may like yourself or that may, cause you to think about somebody else that somebody else might like, that you may want to
Right.
get as a gift for them or,
Right.
tell them about it.
Exactly. So how I got started with Brittany's beads, it's real simple. When I was in high school at the age of 16, the type of classes that I was in, they were called occupational course of study.
Mm-hmm.
And in order to graduate, they require with my diploma, that is, they required me to have a job or whatever. So one day I was just sitting there and listening to them in class, and I was trying to figure out how I was going to get a job, looking
Mm-hmm.
at, my physical condition or physical limitation. That's what I used to call it at the time. Um, I was like, God, I don't know how I'm gonna get a job. I don't know how I'm gonna do this,
Mm-hmm.
but I know I'm a graduate with my diploma, and I know what you promised me. So, then this is how it happened. I was asleep one night, and because I wear a lot of bracelets and stuff anyway, God
Mm-hmm.
said, why don't you just start a business making jewelry? So, when he said that, I told my mom, and then we went to the store. I actually started my business. Um, it didn't even cost me a lot to get us started. A lot of people use it as an excuse. Oh, I don't have the money to start. Man, I went right to Hobby Lobby, got the supplies, and started. And then once I learned, I started ordering the supplies that I needed right off of Amazon. So I mean, that's really how I started. And I'm the type of person that don't really like nobody standing over my shoulder. So
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'm just gonna start my own thing. I want to manage my own thing. So that's how I got started.
Okay. And so I mean, because I've had you do bracelets for me, and I know other people that have had bracelets. Like, how was that when you got started? Did you
Yeah. When I got started, I will say in the beginning, I quit it a few. I mean, I quit because I wasn't seeing the results that I wanted. But then about 3 years ago, I started back and I went in full fledged because I was like, I don't want to keep depending on people for money. I said this jewelry thing was
Mm-hmm.
bringing in me money, so I was like, let's just try it again. So then when I tried it again, that's when I started coming up with like all the inspirational words and sets and different things and different ideas like
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. And even with your first book, what inspired that?
Man, it was just a blessing how it all happened. Um, I don't know if you remember hearing the story or not, but I'll tell it again. My friend, I didn't know it was coming actually. It was
Mm-hmm.
it was February before the pandemic or whatever. My friend had invited me to this Valentine's Day gala thing that I went to or whatever. And we went there and I was having a really good time. And there I seen Lisa and
Mm-hmm.
Ryan, but I didn't know Lisa was the publisher. I didn't even know that was her
Mm-hmm.
until months later. She's like, I think I seen you before. And I was like, oh yeah, we were sitting at the exact same table, so it was like a divine connection happened.
Mm-hmm.
And how it happened was on Facebook, somebody had tagged her name, and then Lisa was like, how can I help you? When will you be ready? And I was like, okay, God, I guess I'm ready now, because she's
Right.
asking me when I'm ready. And then so it all happened so fast after that. Like
Mm.
March, we started, and then like March, uh, at the end of March, she was making that announcement or whatever. And like, even though it was tough, I I just kept on going. Like, even though it was some parts of the book that I didn't want to write, like
Mm-hmm.
I just had to tell myself, like, okay, this book is not for you; it's for other people, and
Yeah.
that's how I got through it. And most people may think, oh, writing a book is hard. You got to sit there for hours and hours and hours. I'm gonna tell you how I wrote my book. I didn't sit there for hours and hours and write. All I did was every time I had a thought, I wrote it down. And
Mm-hmm.
then before you know it, I had a chapter and then another chapter and then another chapter.
Right. But had you not, yeah, because I think people, they overwhelm themselves by trying to do everything at one time instead of, like you said, you had a thought, say you wrote it down, you had another thought. I mean, because in the end, one plus one plus, it all adds up.
Right.
And how you eat an elephant, as they say, one bite at a time, right? So yeah,
Right.
we overwhelm ourselves by trying to complete something at one time, have it done right then, where instead of going through the process. But I
Right.
mean, yeah, and it's awesome because a lot of times people don't want to share certain things about themselves. But like you said, it's good. You had to remember it's not for you, because somebody else is, maybe going through the same thing and they feel like they're alone.
Mhm.
So that's why, it's important, and even speaking to myself, to, like tell your story or to share things with people because you don't know what other people are going through. And that's Brittany's first book, which is I'm living my blessed life with cerebral palsy. And if you want to purchase the book, this is her contact information that's scrolling across the page. You can reach her
Yeah.
on Facebook, Instagram. You can cash out her. Just make sure you let her know who you are. If you need to, or go on the website and purchase the books and or beads.
Right.
Whichever moves you. But the second book, what was the inspiration and why a children's book?
Um. Okay. I was a lot of things just happen when I just be sitting one day. And part of that is I realized over the years that I have a passion for kids. And that all started when I volunteered at a library probably like a year or two ago. I volunteered at a library and I was reading to the kids.
Mm.
And then I noticed, hey, I like doing that, whatever. So then that's how that came about. I told Lisa, I was like, I had a vision. I had wanted to let other children know that they are special. So then we started coming up with ideas, and I was like, what can I do?
Mm-hmm.
And then so after that thought, I then came up with an idea. Hey, I love to have fun. I think that I should let people know what Brittany does for fun and
Yeah.
that she can still have fun.
Mm-hmm.
It just might take a little bit longer. And so the book is going to include the steps that it takes for me to have fun, because I feel like people, kids need to be, adults need to be educated on my disability, or people with disabilities as a
Mm-hmm.
whole.
Yeah.
So that's where that book came about, letting people know that you can still have fun and do what you want to do regardless of your obstacle or regardless of your condition or situation. So that's where that came about.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I think that's good for kids too to, to get to see people in other conditions,
Right.
and that way, and be able to relate to that, because it'll help them be, more compassionate, because a lot of times if we don't be around certain people or certain things,
Mhm.
then we're ignorant to it. Might as well say that is the truth.
Right.
We're ignorant to it, and a lot of times we're not sensitive to, what someone else may be going through, or, their situation. So I think it's good. That's why I like learning about people and hearing about people, because I try to understand, you know,
Yes.
people from where they are, because I'm a Virgo, so I'm analytical, and I'm quick to, but I try to, not to. I try to contain that, because I ain't always right, even though
Right.
I could be maybe,
Right.
but I'm not always right. So I try to make sure, I'm trying to understand things from other people's perspective or other people's situation, so I won't be, wrong, and how I respond, um
Right.
or how I may interact with them. But yeah, the second book, but not just that though. These titles that you come up with, these books though. Like,
Listen, don't let the wheelchair fool you. Came from okay, that was something that came from a long time ago. That was something that I used to say as a child, as a young teenager. And here's why: because I feel like people, I feel like people, teachers, everybody that I've been around, they
mm-hmm,
underestimated me or undervalued me, and then when I open up my mouth, they're shocked. So
right,
it's like, don't let the wheelchair fool you. Just because I look this way doesn't mean I'm not smart, or doesn't mean I don't know what's going on. I'm very intelligent and I'm very aware of
mm-hmm.
what's happening around me. I'm aware of my surroundings. So that's where that came from.
Okay. Yeah, but I mean, wow. Yeah, and I guess I can see that, I don't know, my mind is, don't let the smooth taste fool you. And I don't even remember, that's from something. I'm sure it's probably Snitch More Liquor or something commercial from back in the day. But but that's what I was like, don't let the witch, okay then. You know what I'm saying? But even your first title, Living My Blessed Life, I mean, Yeah, I love those titles, and
Mhm.
they're so fitting because for you, you kind of like a little package of dynamite. You're small, but still, you're powerful. Even in
Yes.
what you share, because you have a group on Facebook, right? I should have shared that, and I should have told you to give me your group. But
Yeah.
tell about your group and tell everybody the name of your group because they may want to join it because it's a good group.
Okay, so I have a Facebook group. It is called Brittany's Motivation and and Encouragement. Brittany's Motivation and Encouragement. That's the name of the group. And what that group does is it just encourages you throughout the day, midday motivation, different quotes. They may be from me, or I may allow other people in the group to share their business, share what they have going on. If they're praying, ministering, whatever it is that they do, they are allowed to share that stuff in the group as well. Whatever is inspiring, whatever is encouraging, I allow people to share as long as they, don't get disrespectful or anything. That is a group where
Mhm.
if you have a question about something spiritual or your Christian walk, whatever questions you have about that, you can post your questions in the group, and people in the group, if they're knowledgeable on what you're speaking on, then they will answer your questions and respond to you in a timely manner.
Yeah. So this group, like, how did you come up with the group?
Um, like I came up with this group been around since 2018, I believe.
Okay.
Uh, and I had a page. It was called Be Inspired or whatever. I always go when I post my quotes. I always used to say "Be inspired" at the end.
Hmm.
So that's one of my mottos as well. Pound be inspired. But Brittany's motivation and encouragement came from like, hey, I need to start a group. Take it a step further, not just, posting quotes, but take it a step further where my community can come and follow me and see what I have going on because
Hmm.
my community loves me so much, everything that I have going on. So they appreciate it.
Yeah, it is, and it's a great page. I mean, because you're always sharing, encouragement. You're always motivating people. So why not? And it
Yeah.
does give people a
That's kind
chance.
of what I do for a living,
Right.
motivate
That
people.
Yeah, it is what you. That's what I would say that's what you call for to motivate people because you do it so well. But I'm gonna let you because we could kind of wrap it up. But any last words? Go on and drop something on the people and help them get through the rest of their week.
Okay. I would just encourage you if you have any gifts or talents, make sure you use those gifts to the best of your ability. Don't let nothing stop you. Don't let nothing discourage you because you say, when is it time? When am I going to do it? When is it going to be my turn? When are they going to allow me on their platform? Create your own opportunities. You know, the time is now. Don't wait because tomorrow is not promised. So many people are dying from,
Mm.
COVID-19 and other illnesses. So do it today because, the next minute, the next second, not even the next hour is promised to us.
You're
So
right.
whatever you have planned, whatever has been tugging on your heart, just go ahead and make it happen.
Yeah.
And everything you want in this season, every opportunity that you desire is gonna happen for you now. As long as you put your mind to it, as long as you have faith and believe. Um, I really don't care, what you believe in or what religion you study, but long as you believe in something, long as you believe in self, then you can accomplish whatever you want to. Amen. That's
Amen. Amen to that. You're right. And why not, and if not, now, then when? And if not you, then who? Makes me
yes.
think of that. I mean, so that's why I say she is heavy on the no excuses, because there are no excuses, that we can make excuses, but really they're not. They're just some stuff we made up. But Brittany, I appreciate you so much for joining me this morning. I do. It has been awesome. I'm gonna put you in the green room for a few seconds to wrap this up, and then we'll chat some more in a second. Okay? Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry, I cut you off. I know you're saying you're welcome.
You're welcome.
All right, sorry. All right, guys. Thank you again for joining us on another week of What's Your Story. I want to thank all my guests who've been on here so far. This is the fifth week, I believe, of What's Your Story, and I am booked all the way through the 2021. So I'm grateful for everyone who wants to share their story, because that's what it's about. We share, we empower, we heal, we inspire, right? And if we ain't doing that, then I don't know what we're doing. Like they say, where the F you at? If you ain't doing that with yourself. But anyway, this again has been What's Your Story. I'm your awesome host, Shenrika Crawford Benjamin. Thank you for joining us for your midweek awesomeness. Like, share, comment. I would love feedback. But anyway, see you all next time, and enjoy the rest of your awesome week. You take care.